What's
It's
good?
only, it's only 2/4 of the game.
It is, but we just gonna keep it small and light for the audience. Small and light for the audience. So Khalil, Skins, we're gonna do a full podcast, but we're gonna do a little mini clip for everybody real quick. Um, DJ, what's your take on Scottie Pippen just saying Phil Jackson is a racist, bro?
Uh, I think Scottie Pippen is tripping, man. I think first of all he needs to relax because what he's gonna do is get himself blackballed out of the sports world. When you can't come for greats of that game of the sports world, and Phil Jackson is a great. Like no matter what he personally feels about him, you can't do that and then call yourself still trying to have like some type of media career because Phil
Mm-hmm.
Jackson's name is high rank inside of the sports community. He's coached Kobe
It
Bryant,
is.
obviously, Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal. Uh, he was the president and GM in of basketball operations in New York. Just you just can't come at somebody who's that solidified into the sports world and then just think it's gonna be cool. I think one, he needs to apologize as fast as he can. That way, you still got time to rectify it. And then also,
Mm-hmm.
I think he's just dealing with a lot of stress outside of whatever it is he's going through, like in his personal, like whatever it is from the sports world, he's dealing with a lot of stress in his personal world. You know, his unfortunately his son tragically passed away earlier this year. Um,
Yeah.
like out of like a sudden death, um, which would be hard for any parent to deal with. You know, I don't know the
Oh
truth.
yeah.
None of us know the truth behind it, but
No.
the rumors are the stories and articles read that him and his son didn't really see eye to eye. So obviously that if they were on bad terms at the time of his son's passing, obviously that's something else that can really, really bother him. You know what I'm saying? His ex-wife messing with all these athletes and celebrities while she was with him
Oh boy.
and when they divorced can be good for his for what he's dealing with for his mental space right now. So I really just think he having like a middle age athlete crisis breakdown, honestly. And it's
That was gonna be my next question to you because you gotta keep in mind it almost feels like he's almost held this in for so long. So it's like, why now?
why now? Yeah.
Especially, yeah, like it just doesn't feel right. Like Phil, Jordan, Pippen, that's the trio right there. Unless you
Right.
want to do Phil, Kobe, Shaq, and so forth. But I don't know how to take it. Like he doesn't look okay to me. Like he looked like he was out of it when he was doing the interview. He was kind of slurring his words, but I honestly I couldn't even get through the whole thing, man. It threw me off. So
See, I haven't even watched it. I listened to the like audio version of it, and he didn't
oh,
sound
bro, no
he
video,
didn't sound, okay.
video.
He didn't sound
Yeah,
he didn't
that
sound like he was
video.
in the right headspace. And then like I don't know, we don't know what happened, but like he's not at ESPN no more. He used to be on the jump all the time. He's not on there no more. He's not
Mhm.
on none of the shows. And then it's like as of the last 1 to 2 weeks, you just been saying like a whole bunch of reckless stuff. It seemed like he's trying to become relevant. I would say he has a podcast maybe coming out, or he has something that he's launching soon because I can tell that he's trying to get his name in headlines as the last couple of weeks. Like clearly, you saying stuff like Michael Jordan ain't the greatest, and uh,
Oh my
only player to ever win a ring, um, only player ever to win a ring. What do you say? Something like only superstar to ever win a ring alone. Or he said LeBron won a ring alone. Is what he said. That's exactly what
and
he
he
said.
didn't. He
He
didn't.
didn't. Obviously, the whole world know he didn't. LeBron has had two superstars with him at every championship run he's ever had. So that's just first of all. But I think honestly, and we was talking about this before we start recording. I think a lot of this stems from This man hates Michael Jordan. I think he's super, 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 super jealous of the role that Michael Jordan played in their dynasty. And I think that secretly, deep down, he wants to be Michael Jordan. Like he wants that spotlight. Because you calling Phil Jackson a racist because he drew up a last play for somebody who was a better shooter than you. Like that's the sad
Yeah,
part of this. He's still not even realizing why the play wasn't called for him. That's the mental barrier he's having. He still thinks
that's over like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you
that
know? So it's like,
he's still thinking that Phil Jackson called that play because he had something personal against him. No, Phil Jackson is one of, if not the greatest basketball coach of all time. He was calling a play for the better player in that situation. Yes, Scottie Pippen,
right.
you are a better overall player than Tony Kukoc. If there is a last second play and I need a shot and I'm picking between Tony Kukoc and Scottie Pippen, I'm going with Tony Kukoc 10 times out of 10. He is a better shooter than you. But the fact that Scottie Pippen's still taking it so personal lets me know that it's just he wanted to be Michael Jordan when Michael Jordan retired. He wanted that role.
He
You know what I mean?
he
And
has a
he
lot
still
of animosity, a lot of
right.
animosity.
And it sound like he blames Phil Jackson for him never becoming Michael Jordan.
So
You,
my,
you gotta let
my
that go.
what what doesn't make sense to me is you're a six-time NBA champion.
It's not
You're a
enough.
Hall of Famer. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. You are associated with one of the greatest basketball players of all time, and you're considered as one of the greatest basketball player in your own right.
You know, all right,
Why does
right.
it need to be relevant? What
Definitely,
like
definitely, we can go ahead and say Scottie Pippen is definitely one of the greatest two-way players, defense, and he's one of the greatest top five two-way players all time for
but
defense
something
and offense.
happened, and I think I don't want to belittle the death of his son. That's a big factor. I
Right.
also want to mention, the whole Larson Pippen situation, but I think something happened once the world got to see The Last Dance. And you
Oh
talked about it earlier before we recorded, how that documentary kind of depicted him
yeah.
during, the runs. But listen,
I don't think
for
I
him
don't
to
think
just
he liked I don't think he liked the way it clearly because let's truly think about it. Today's kid didn't watch the Bulls. So the only
no,
thing the average person who's not a super serious sports head knows about those 90s Bulls teams is that there was Michael Jordan and then there was his sidekick Scottie Pippen and everybody else fell in line. I
right.
don't think he liked the way or maybe he wanted that documentary to show it like hey, I was equally as important as Michael Jordan. But he has to remember one thing. That was Michael Jordan's documentary, bro. Why would he depict you
Now
as
hold
his?
on. Now let me ask you. Obviously, DJ, did you see the whole documentary?
Yeah, yeah, Last Dance, yeah.
Okay. Let me ask. Did you feel like Pippen didn't get a fair shake in that documentary?
So it's hard because I remember those times and I remember how loved by fans and just by I remember how good Scottie Pippen was in a sense. Like
Yeah.
I remember, you know what I'm saying? I remember in that moment how good he was. Yeah, he wasn't Michael Jordan, but he was good. So it's hard for me to
Yeah.
say he didn't get a fair shake because they didn't like basketball wise, they didn't really say or show nothing that wasn't actually true as far as basketball on the court. Now, I don't I don't want to say I don't think he got a fair shake, but I don't think he would like the way that it made him look financially, his financial smarts. I don't think he liked the way, that whole contract situation, like, oh, he
That's why
negotiated
I
his own
brought that up.
contract. You know, I really don't think he liked the way that portion of the documentary made him look. It really made him look stupid. It made him look like a dumbass. Like if we being honest. Like, why would you do that?
But
You were right.
he
So it's
was.
technically right.
He was.
Right. So it's so once again, they really didn't say or do anything that wasn't true. I just
Yeah.
don't. I
Like
just think he liked it.
Scottie was giving us the story. He was giving us the backstory on that. Nobody else was. So
Right.
that's on him.
Right. Even in the documentary,
So
he was right. Right.
yeah. So
Yeah. I think.
that's the only reason why I asked that, because everything else made it seem like he was still in the good light. But once he brought up the injury and how he didn't want to play, he wanted to, get more money and all that. Like, that's on you. That's on
Yeah.
you.
I think truly, bro, he dealing with. I don't mean to cast this on him like this, but he's dealing with some demons that he has to overcome. I truly feel bad for him because we live in a world now, man, where what he's doing is only gonna spiral downward. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he thinks that this is the sad part. The most recent interview he did was on the Dan Patrick show, right? He
Yep.
thinks he thinks Dan Patrick is on his side. Like, what he has to realize is Dan Patrick is a media person, bro. He wants you to go up there and dig the biggest grave you can on his show. He's gonna invite you to do so.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little sour on Dan Patrick because
Oh,
he
for
could have
sure,
handled his questions better.
for
Like
sure.
I think he was kind of. I'm not gonna say leading Pippen, but I don't know.
Let's
I'll
put
put
it
up a
this way.
clip.
Let's put it this way.
I'll put up a clip so people can hear. But
Right.
Right. That was Scottie Pippen's team.
But
Scottie
Phil
Pippen
then,
was
but
on pace to be an MVP that year, right?
yeah.
Okay. Well, why would you put him in a position not to be successful? Why wouldn't you put him in a position to succeed? Michael Jordan is not there. So who's next in line for you?
But have you talked to Phil about this? Because by saying a racial move, then you're calling Phil a racist.
I don't got a problem with that.
Do you think Phil was or is?
Oh, yeah. I mean, do you remember Phil Jackson left the Lakers, wrote a book on Kobe Bryant, and then came back and coached him? I mean, who would do that? You name someone in professional sports that would do that.
But I didn't like it. I wasn't following it.
And let's also put it this way about that. I'm not going to put nothing on him that I don't know about him personally to say as a fact. However,
Right.
that interview looked mighty set up. And let's put it this way, Dan Patrick knows what he's doing in that light. He knows how to say 3 words and get someone like Scottie Pippen, who's vulnerable right now, to tell it all. He knows how to ask 1 question, 2 questions, and get somebody like Scottie Pippen and what he's dealing with right now to tell it all and make himself look bad. So,
But that doesn't help Scottie's case when he's in the depression. I'll say it, in the depression that he's in right now. It doesn't help his case. So
doesn't
you know,
right. Prayers to him, man.
we ain't go.
He's too much of a great to let this be the way that his legacy comes to an end.
I think
You
he
know what
just needs to stay off of social media and just get his house in order.
I mean?
However that may be.
However that
Get his house in order.
however that looks, get your house in order, bro.
Get that
And
in
stay off
order.
social media, stay off of these ESPN shows, stay off of these podcasts. Like, just and number one, Jordan not thinking about you, bro. Let that go. Y'all won
No.
rings together. He's not. Jordan is running a franchise right now. He's not worried about you. And also, I think, and this is real quick, I think he's like I said it, and I'm gonna say it again. I think he's jealous of the way that their careers went in their post careers. Like, look at Michael Jordan. He has this successful shoe line. He's like this successful billion gazillionaire. He owns a franchise. That's not how we
And
see
what
Scott.
Pippen went to the Blazers. And what happened there?
You went to the Blazers. You went to the. I want to say the Rockets. Went to the Rockets.
There was another team.
Could be wrong.
Did he go
but
to the Rockets?
I think he went to the Rockets. Could be wrong, but I think he went to the Rockets.
Well, we'll let the fans check on that. Fans, let us know. Let us know.
And then it's just look at the way his post career is going. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he would much rather see himself in a Michael Jordan type role right now. That's all.
I agree. I agree. Did you see the NFL commercial they put up today?
I'm gonna have to sound bad on this, man. I'm gonna have to sound.
Hold on, before you do your take, I have to tell the fans
Okay,
we have no beef with it. It's just how it was displayed. We're gonna get into it, but we have no problems with the message.
No problems at all.
If that makes sense.
Um,
Okay, DJ, go ahead. Go ahead, because I got my take.
By telling the fans exactly what happened. So the NFL released a like a commercial or whatever it is, video, a message, whatever, and it's supporting the LGBTQR plus. I want to say, and I'm not being funny. I'm definitely trying to make sure I got that right. If I'm wrong, highly apologize. He's they're trying to send a message to say they send to say since Carl Nassib came out as a gay man, they're trying to say, hey, the NFL backs this. Which let's be clear, that's totally fine if they back that. No one has a problem with that.
No.
However, to say the I don't want to say the NFL. Like, I don't like the wording, man. Like, I don't know how to get around this without trying not to be politically correct. So I just got to say it. I don't like the wording. Like, the wording is totally off. You should not say, and this is my opinions. Obviously, I don't run a $1 billion organization to say what they should really do. But I think you're trying to cater to a portion of a community that doesn't even pay attention to you. Let's just call it what it is. Out of the billions and millions of fans of NFL, I'm not saying that there's not gay fans. However, if you lined up 100 gay men, I highly doubt 50 of them watch football.
I'm gonna just say this. So, one thing is NFL fucked up. They dropped the ball on this, and the reason why is because they could have advertised this 10, 15 years ago when I guess fans, maybe the league, the world was acceptable of, gays or bis or however you want to identify into the NFL. Second thing I want to say is, why are you bringing up all these messages, lesbians, transgenders? I think you're sending the wrong. Like, I get the idea, but you're bringing attention to people that maybe don't want that attention. Another thing, how are you going to say you welcome and you're here for everybody? How about you focus on domestic abuse? Like, don't you got a lot of that going on in the NFL right now? A lot of these domestic abuse, like that one case with the black girl and the Miami Dolphin
right?
player.
And the Seahawks.
Like,
you know what's so terrible about that entire situation? We don't know his name. That's the most terrible part about that entire situation. The fact me and you right now do not know his name, but we know the situation. Had that been any of our black athletes, we would know his name because they would talk about it through every single day. Bro, they still running stories on Deshaun Watson. The man ain't been accused of nothing. The man ain't been charged with nothing. Hell, I don't even hear the women complaining no more. Yet, First Take, Undisputed, First Things First, all these shows that come on ESPN and Fox still find ways to talk about Deshaun Watson. Yet you got a white man who beat the living life out of this black girl and made her get on her knees and beg to not die.
I'm saying.
And that's no type of hate crime. That's not. He didn't do that because she black and he's white and he wasn't trying to say like bow down to your master.
I got another one.
I don't even know if dude in jail right now. I don't think he's in jail, and I don't know his name.
Oh, bro, if he ain't in jail,
I don't think he's in jail. I literally don't think he's in jail.
I don't know his name to look him up.
That's That's the crazy part. I'll try to look it up as we talking, but like we
Okay,
really.
okay. So
I'm
let me get off this bombshell while you do that research. So another thing I want to clarify is for the NFL to say they support all these different types of, uh, binaries and all that. I don't see a lot of focus on domestic violence, like I mentioned. However, where the fuck is the support for Colin Kaepernick? Like you out here doing all this, trying to bring awareness, trying to bring the sponsors in, and all this, trying to get more endorsements for the fucking league, but you still don't appreciate. Nor have we ever heard an actual apology for the way that they treated Colin Kaepernick. Like
right.
I'm off it. Like I don't watch NFL that much anymore just because of that. I hate to say that. I'm a big Denver Broncos fan, but for them to just treat Cap like this all these years later, and let's be honest, a lot of us forgot about it. We moved on. We went back to
The
sports.
whole world moved
But
on.
but if you really dig into the science of it, when the NFL is no longer just like a sport league. It's a fucking corporation. It's a money marketed machine.
Right.
They make billions and millions or however dollars every single day off of us, the fans, the
And
players, all that.
and here's the coldest part of that all. You bringing up Cap, right? And I got his name. I'm gonna bring it up in just a second. After I say this, but so this is just it's real. The NFL is real funny how they work, right? So basically, the entire ad that the NBA and the NFL ran all 2020 was Black Lives Matter, Black this, Black that, Black this, right? Stop killing us. They helped us run these ads last year, right? Boom. Where were these ads? Why couldn't y'all run this when like because the same thing y'all pushed and promoted all last year is basically just what Kaepernick was asking for.
Yeah.
So where was the support to get behind him? Like this is what I'm talking about. The NFL is reactive, not proactive. They could have that everything they did last year as far as the BLM movement and trying to help black people and black communities and bring awareness to white cops killing unarmed black men.
Mm-hmm.
They could have did that in 2016, but they was scared of what they advertisers thought. But in 2020, the advertisers was on board. Why? Because the whole goddamn world was on board with fake caring for black people last year. Because if you didn't, everybody thought you were like, if, as a company, if you didn't get behind that last year, you were considered like people was looking at you funny. So it was easier to just pretend for a year. Now you don't see all these ads no more. I don't see nothing the same way that I seen last year. And it is not a problem that should have only been for 1 year. That's something that should continue. All I'm saying is don't fake it to me. Y'all had an opportunity to be real about it with Cap, but y'all chose not to. Y'all chose
Mm-hmm.
not. Y'all chose to look the other way. And personally, I feel the same way with this whole Carl Nassib situation. Y'all had a real opportunity to act like you care and to act like you're accepting with Michael Sam, but you wasn't. You weren't. Just call a spade a spade. The NFL wasn't accepting to gay men. Maybe inside of the locker rooms they were, because dude said his teammates know and all this other stuff. Maybe, but publicly. And why? Because their advertisers wasn't ready to deal with it yet. So now they're pretending to care. Trust me, the care that they had for Michael Sam is the same care they got for Carl Nassib. Guess what? The spotlight is bigger. So now we have to pretend that we care. We don't really give a care. I can't. Unfortunately, my daughter's listening. I can't cuss. We don't. They don't really care. But if they don't pretend they care right now with Carl Nassib, you look funnier in the light. So it's just pay attention, man. Like people have opportunities to show that they really care, but they don't, and then they use other opportunities to pretend to care because you have to, and if you don't at that moment, you look worse. So that's what I got on that. But so this monster, this thug, this angry man who beat this young lady, this monster who should not be allowed into society. His name is Chad Wheeler. We should have knew that, but we didn't. And wow, he forced his fingers down her throat before strangling her unconscious. Like, come on, fam. I'm trying to find. All I can find right now is that he's charged with a whole bunch of with 27. I think he said 27 charges. He faces 27 charges, but I don't see anything that says he was charged. That says he was sentenced. That says he's in prison. The man, last I see, is he asked the judge to allow him to move to Hawaii. Right.
Wait,
the
what?
nerve of him to even ask that though, right? Like, it's crazy, man. So it's just that's the differences we're dealing with, and
We'll leave it there. All right, so we gonna sign off officially. We're gonna officially call this the bonus episode for y'all. But thank you for being patient
thank
with
y'all for
us. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all that
all
good
of it.
stuff. You know, if you got friends that love sports just like we do, hey, show them our episode. Tell them to subscribe. Tell them to review. Oh, tell them we have audio versions so they can listen to us on the go. You know, we here. We like to talk our ish. That's what the
And not
show's
only
called.
that,
I'm done. DJ, you want to do an
not
outro,
only
man?
that, man. Real quick, I say this platform, we coming together as just regular Joe Schmoes who love sports. Period. We want our sports takes out there. Hell, why Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman get to say what they want to say and everybody listen to them? Well, hell, I want somebody to listen to me. I got good takes just like them. Period. I've been watching sports 25, 30 plus years. I'm 31. I've been vividly remembering watching sports since 3 years old. So, hey, man, we just want our takes out there too. For the likes, comments, subscribe, share, and hell, if you a passionate fan, get in the comments. Hey, maybe you can come on the show and tell us about your favorite team. Come argue your favorite team. Come tell us why your favorite team finna win a Super Bowl or finals. Period. But on that note, this has been another episode of Talk Your Ish with only 2/4 of the crew. You know what I'm saying? But we had to make it do what it do. We appreciate y'all for watching.
Yes.
And we out.